Oh boy, the new Cuphead DLC is finally out. Time for reviewers to tackle the tutorial and for me to see if it's actually a worthy follow-up. After buying the DLC and entering on one of our save games, a new character has appeared on the docks that takes Cuphead and his pal Mugman to the new Inkwell Isle 4. And seriously? You made this whole ass creative game and that's the naming scheme you're gonna stick with? Alright. We get a beautifully drawn cutscene with Chalice, the new character, setting up the whole premise of the DLC. She's stuck in the astral plane, she's got a cookie with which she can switch places with one of our main characters, and we need to collect ingredients for Chef Saltbaker so he can make a dessert that can give Chalice complete control over the astral plane. Bro, I don't know what Doctor Strange-ass story this is, but hell yeah, let's go. So yeah, Chalice is now a playable character, with her downside being you have to have the cookie equipped so you can't use any charms while you play her. That's fine though, as the smoke bomb is way too overpowered anyways. There's a short tutorial explaining her new abilities, and she's definitely more complex than Cuphead. Instead of normal parrying, you have to dash into pink shit to parry with her. She can double jump and she even has an invincible dodge similar to the smoke bomb, except you can only do it on the floor. Oh yeah, and she's got 4 HP for some reason. And while we're at equipment, there's 3 new types of weapons. The Crackshot, which shoots normal projectiles that turn into homing projectiles after traveling for a bit. The Converge, which shoots 3 bullets spread out that do piercing damage. And there's the Twister, which shoots a ton of projectiles that fly up in an arc. Overall, nice additions to the game without being overpowered. Don't be surprised though that you won't see me use them much in this video. It's not because they're bad, it's just that I'm an idiot and completely overlooked the shop, so I didn't buy any of the upgrades until after I finished the entire game. So, a new character and some new equipment is nice, but what really makes Cuphead are its bosses. Sadly, I do have to say I was kinda disappointed in this regard. The new DLC brings with it only 6 new boss fights. Though that number isn't entirely accurate. There's a 7th secret boss fight you can unlock, as well as 5 mini-bosses that completely rely on parrying, essentially replacing the Mausoleum levels from the base game with something more challenging. Though, content-wise, those 5 bosses aren't any more interesting than the mini-bosses from the King Dice base game fight, and that one had 10 different mini-bosses. Seems like inflation is even hitting Cuphead these days, damn. Though, the small number of bosses isn't to say that they're lacking in quality. They're just as challenging, well-animated and creative as those in the base game, though that might be where the issue lies. The DLC just isn't the big leap in difficulty I had hoped for. Now, I'm probably a bit of a dick for saying that. I played Cuphead to 200%, beating all the bosses on Expert without getting hit multiple times. Of course I wouldn't have the hardest time with this game, but I had hoped for either more difficulty or more content, and seeing how freaking difficult hand animating everything in this game is, making everything a bit tougher would have been quite nice. Though they did add this new charm, the Cursed Relic, that acts kind of as a hard mode, making it so your weapon randomly changes and only giving you 1 HP and some other small changes, which is nice, but I would have wished for some more customizability. Also, as if the DLC didn't already lack content, they completely removed running gun levels, which were a nice break from the usual boss fight gameplay. I guess you now have the parry bosses to replace them, but they aren't really the same, and also you can do all 5 of them in a row instead of having to do them neatly spaced out. So, to summarize, the new Cuphead DLC adds a lot of awesome stuff that is at the exact level of quality you'd expect from Cuphead, if not higher quality than the base game. If you just casually played through Cuphead and now want some more, spend the $8 and absolutely get this DLC, you won't be disappointed. For me however, I'd lie if I said I wasn't a little sad about it. I've waited for almost 5 years and poured over 70 hours into Cuphead. Get it? Pouring into Cuphead? Huh? And now we get a DLC that I finished in about 70 minutes. I absolutely respect Studio MDHR's commitment to quality, but maybe they shouldn't take quality over quantity that seriously. Oh, and if you're still hearing this, check out what else I got on my channel and maybe consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to 200 subs, so any help would be greatly appreciated. But whatever you do, enjoy the rest of your day.